What's up, y'all? What is up? It's your girl EJ, and welcome back to my channel. Today, we're talking about the shy, and y'all, let me just tell y'all, I was up here crying my eyes out on this episode. I mean, I looked at it a couple of times, y'all, and I was like, let me just look at it one more time because maybe it wasn't as sad as I thought it was. But yeah, it was definitely as sad as I thought it was. If you were crying like I was, then go ahead and hit the like button for me. Let me know that I wasn't the only one out here crying about Pastor Stanley and how Papa reacted and his speech and just everything that was going on, y'all. Let's talk about my quick thoughts about the shy this particular episode. But y'all already know we're going to be talking about this live and in detail on Tuesday at 8:15 Central Standard Time. I keep saying Central Standard Time on every video I make, y'all. I mean Eastern Standard Time. So it's at 9:15 Eastern Standard Time. So please join us, Muchilla's Reviews, Tamika's Den, and myself while we discuss this episode. Now, y'all, let's get into my thoughts. First and foremost, rest in peace to Pastor Stanley, because this was an incredibly sad episode. It was just so much going on. I cannot believe we are already at episode 7. If you do not know, episode 8 is going to be the mid-season finale. So that means we have one more episode left before they go on break, and then we'll come back with the rest of the season. So, y'all, on this episode, where do we start? Okay, first and foremost, let's just start with my quick thoughts on Trig real quick, because he Trig, y'all. Like, forget Victor, because Trig about to show back up. But I did think it was interesting how Trig has been ready for this family. He tried to start a family with Imani. He tried to marry her. He has been ready to settle down, and now he's found somebody that he can do that with. So I was excited for that particular part in this episode. That was probably the only thing I was excited about, because everything else, it was a lot, y'all. Let's talk about therapy. Kesha and her mama. So they at therapy, y'all. And, the therapist says, you need to bring your mom in. So the mom comes in, and of course, Nina feeling type of way because she don't know why she's there. Nina feels like she has always tried to be a good mom. And while I do wholeheartedly 100% agree with her thought process on her being a good mom because she provided for her kids, but her daughter is saying that she wasn't there, meaning that she didn't have anything left to give when she got home. Like, she didn't give them as much attention as they needed. And at the end of the day, as someone who is a parent who works a full-time job, and when my children were younger, I completely understand not having enough to give, after you've given so much and then you have all these other things to do. It gets crazy sometimes trying to be a parent. Now, I definitely do not agree with Kesha when she was like, so you didn't want us? That's literally not what she said. Motherhood looks different for everybody. At the end of the day, everybody's journey is not the same. Some people gravitate towards being a mom. Me personally, when I was young when I had my daughter, and let me just say that I was not gravitating towards being a mom. Like, that's not what I was thinking about. I was thinking about all of the things that I wasn't going to get to do anymore because I was about to be a mom. So motherhood just looks different for her. She didn't get a chance to explore her sexuality because in the household that she was raised in, she was raised in a household that said, this is what things look like and this is what it has to be. And so she did that because she wanted to be a good daughter. In this particular episode, as much grief as I give Nina, as much as I say that she be getting on my nerves sometimes, I really understood her in this episode and I got where she was coming from. And she just became a more relatable character to me in this episode. But Kesha, for whatever, is just pushing me so far away from her. Like, I don't understand how you would get the fact that she didn't want you from that conversation. Like, how did you miss all of the things that she was saying? Yes, she said that she wasn't sure if she wanted kids, but most of us aren't sure if we want kids until we have kids, and then we love them and cherish them. Well, most of us, because there's some bad parents out there. But Kesha definitely didn't have one of those parents that was a bad parent. So at the end of the day, I felt a little indifferent about that whole conversation and about how Keisha was taking it. Then there was the situation with Keisha and Emmett and how she was trying to leave. And then there's still that whole situation where she goes to Nuck. I don't know. I was feeling a little off about that. I don't know if she was right or wrong for that. I get that she's trying to protect her family, but he also has to be a man. And I mean, I can understand why he was upset about her going to Nuck. And it was kind of the way that she went to him. I mean, it was really on some, I need you to protect me. That includes Emmett type of thing. I mean, it was just kind of awkward. I don't know if I was a man, how I would actually feel about that. I'm trying to look at this from both points of view and both sides of it so that I can look at it, and, just kind of see both from both angles of it. But I don't know, y'all. Let me know what y'all think. Like, do y'all think that Keisha was wrong for going to Nuck and talking to him? Or do you think that she should have just let Emmett handle the situation however that looked? Or do you think that she should have went and talked to Nuck and tried to handle this herself? Because I don't know. It just looked weird to me, y'all. But anyway, y'all talk about that in the comments and let me know. And we'll see what we can come up with because your girl is baffled. So, anywho, moving past Keisha and all of her shenanigans, y'all, let's go over to our boy Kevin, because Kevin is getting ready to leave. He says a heartfelt goodbye to Emmett and let him know that he's always going to be his big brother. And it was just a moment, this moment where we have watched Kevin grow up. We've watched him grow up from literally a little boy all the way up to the young man. And now he's getting ready to leave, Chicago. And he's saying his goodbyes. And I'm just trying to figure out how the hell did he get all this furniture up in there? Because y'all know when we first saw this the last, couple of episodes ago, Kevin didn't have hardly no furniture. I'm just saying. No, but seriously though, that was a really tender moment. I really enjoyed that moment. That was probably one of my favorite moments of this particular episode. I do feel like this probably would have been a moment that we would have saw with him and I can't think of his name right now, y'all. Like, it's not coming out off me. The dude that was there before, the one who passed away, the one that Emmett's storyline is following, very, very similar. The one that they seem to be recycling that they didn't get to finish. Y'all know who I'm talking about. So him. So anyway, I feel like this would have been the conversation that he was having with him because they were getting to be so close and he was becoming like a big brother to him. But anyway, y'all, I'm just rambling now. So that was dope. But moving on to some even more important matters, y'all, was your boy Papa. Your boy Papa had me out here crying my eyes out. Seriously, like from the moment that we see him in that scene, he got that hoodie on, and then he doesn't really want Jake and Kevin to be there for him. He says he just wants to be alone, but we know that he, in theory, maybe he does want to be alone, but sometimes when people say they want to be alone, they really don't want to be alone. But his friends just let him know, like, hey, we're here for you. And then Jake tells him that he loves him. Jake has really been exploring his feelings this season. Like, he really be telling people that he loved them and that he care about them. Like, I'm really feeling this character, Jake, y'all. Jake has definitely grown since the last time that we saw him. So I like Jake, y'all, real talk. But then we're going to see Bakari going to come in. And this is what choked me up because Papa was definitely upset with Bakari. And he kind of took his anger out on Bakari as if it was Bakari's fault. Now, to be fair, whether Bakari worked for Douda or not, this still would have happened regardless. And, that's pretty much all I have to say about that, because the reason why the pastor lost his life is because he wouldn't watch that money and because he was talking too much and getting in people's heads as far as, saying what he was saying. You heard them speeches, you know what I'm saying? So that's why he lost his life. And that's why Douda sent his goons out for him, his pawn, shall we say, out for him. So it really wasn't Bakari's fault. And although I get where Papa was coming from, Bakari was hurting too, because this was someone who took him in, and this was someone who was like a father figure to him and treated him, different from how anyone else treated him. what Bakari was doing was out because he needed money and he was trying to get a place and all that type of stuff. So you can get why he was doing what he was doing, because he felt pushed in a corner and he didn't feel like he had anywhere else to go. And this was the way to make quick money. So many times you hear things like this all the time. So, with that part being said, not excusing what he's doing for Douda, but just providing an insight as to why he's doing this. Um, you know, so there's that. But then we're going to get to that point where we're also going to see Bakari step to Nuck about the situation. Like, Bakari was hurt. He pulls a blicky out on him. He pulls that hammer out on him. And he's like, I've done this before. But Nuck wasn't scared at all. Like, Nuck is like, look, but you ain't done it in their face. Like, you shot him behind his back and all that type of stuff. And why is Zay just getting on my nerves, y'all? Like, I just want to strangle Zay. Every time I see him in the scene, he just irks my spirit, y'all. Like, literally, he is nothing but somebody who I just don't like him at all, y'all. Like, he just needs to go. I hope on this next episode that he goes. Like, can we just get rid of him? If we get rid of him, and Douda for that matter, but can we just really get rid of him too? So anyway, Nuck is like, look, we're not going to touch him or whatever, right? So, there's that. And it's understandable why Bakari was upset, because they told him that family was off limits and the pastor was his family, but yet they took him out anyway. So there's that. And then let's see, what else did I really enjoy? But y'all, we gotta talk about Gemma, little crazy ass, because Gemma was coming for Maisha. Her and Maisha actually get into it. Now, I've been waiting on this because I felt like there was gonna be something that was gonna cross them up. I feel like Gemma's making a mistake where she's trying to add on another client. I understand that she don't want to go to college and she trying to get to this bag really quickly before her daddy make her go off to community college. But at the end of the day, it doesn't always happen that fast. And you're supposed to be working with Maisha. You're supposed to be helping her build her career, and you're new to this whole thing. So how you gonna take on two people, and one of those people who clearly was kind of feeling you? And I understood where Jake was coming from. Like, make sure that's what it is, and that's all it is. So I don't know, y'all. Like, this is just feeling kind of weird to me. And when Maisha hit them bars, I was like, damn, Maisha, okay, tell her how you really feel then. So there was that. So I don't know. I just really wasn't feeling Gemma in this episode. I felt like she should have just let Bakari's sister alone or whatever and worked on Maisha. You know what I'm saying? Helped her get to where she needed to go. And then you can add more people to your roster after that. But, I get it. She said she ain't trying to go to college. So she trying to do what she got to do in order to get there quickly. But I just don't think that was the play, especially not somebody who is also supposed to be your friend at that. So there's also that little piece of information. And then let's not forget about Shad and these weapons. He literally pulls out the weapons when somebody is breaking into the house. I wondered how he was going to end up with those weapons and how she was going to figure it out. It's so crazy that this is the reasoning why she ended up figuring it out, because he had to pull them out in order to scare the people off. And the way that Deja was looking like, get the hell up out of here with that. Like, what in the world do you got going on? So I don't know. He had to get that stuff out of there quick. But then the way that he just goes and hands it to Bakari, like, you got to take this. And then Bakari ends up having to take it to Lene. Definitely know that he doesn't want to do that, but I know that was probably his only options at the time. But I don't know, y'all. Do y'all feel like there's going to be something else come with these weapons? Like, do y'all feel like there's just something else that's going to happen? If you do, put it down in the comments. Let me know what you think, because it was just so much going on in this particular episode, y'all. But anyway, those are my quick thoughts over the Shad this particular episode. I definitely enjoyed this episode. I cannot wait to see the the mid-season finale to see what's gonna happen, because that trailer looked a little crazy, y'all. It looked like they was rolling up on Duda, so I don't know. We have to see what's gonna happen on next week. Meanwhile, guys, my girls, Machilla's Reviews, Tamika's Den, we're gonna be talking about this episode in a lot of detail, telling you all the things from all these different perspectives. So if you want to check that out, then make sure to come and join us on Monday at 9:15 Eastern Standard Time for the live, y'all. Now, if you like the video, guys, make sure to go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to your girl channel. Turn your notifications so that you do not miss out on any of my future The Shy content. Now, YouTube says that you might like this video next, so go ahead and take a look. Until next time, guys. Peace.
I never really had a place to call my own, so I travel and I roam till I find that. But I'm full of adventure, so I wander and I venture, and it's safe to say that really I don't mind that. I book a flight to try to figure where my mind's at, a spot where I don't spend no money, just some time at. I mix and mingle with the people till I learn a little. I brought some weed and baby, maybe we could burn a little. She said you're funny, I said no, I'm Xavier, then I left. Sun shining, birds chirping, let me take a breath. I'm headed to the city where my chance to make it best. What people like to give a little, then you take the rest. I'm hoping one day maybe I